Oh,
yo, what's up, everybody? And welcome back to the channel for another Grocery Boys peer review.
They can't see us yet. I don't know why.
God damn it.
Oh, there we go.
All right, we good?
Now we should be good. Yeah, there we go.
Are we
We're
good?
visible.
Sorry.
We're visible.
Sorry about that. Now, everybody, welcome back to the channel for this week's episode of peer review and this week's guests, two of which we actually met through peer review. Make some noise for Bassgalaxy Nire and their friend Asion, who has released on Sable Valley. Bassgalaxy Nire, you guys have been submitting, I think, pretty much since day one. I think you two, between you, hold more golden hearts than everyone else that submits combined. Why don't you tell us a little bit of what you guys have cooking?
Well, Sebastian Nire is here at my house this week. He just came back from Lost Lands, and he's playing Club Studio Time this week here in Denver. And Sudden Death B2B Prosecute is also playing, which is fucking crazy. Yeah, we've known each other for quite a while through mutual friends in our little private Discord server, Dubstep 2, and you know, we have very similar music tastes. So I'm still like fucking, I am still getting used to him being like here in person, staying at my house. It's very surreal. But yeah, we've just been cooking, just making nonstop music and bonding over music. So, you wanna say anything?
I don't know, just very happy to be here. These streams have like helped me a ton, more than I expected them to help me out in my career, and that's why I always come back and always send music. It's just such a fun experience to nerd around everyone. I think it's just a really fun. It's just a really fun thing that I look up for. Like every time it's Thursday, I'm like, oh, I wonder if they're gonna stream today so I can send music. It's just something I look out to the most usually in my week. So I'm very happy to finally be part of it and get feedback and stuff.
Yeah, we love Grocery Boys. It's like sometimes the highlight of the week, like just bonding with everyone in chat and also seeing people react to our music. I think it's a good thing you guys are doing for
Hey,
sure.
man, we love having you guys here, and we
Thank
love
you.
doing this for you guys. Like, it's fun.
And
It's always
speaking
fun.
of reacting to your guys' music, let's get to the stream started with Night Party Micro Penis Bass Galaxy Flip.
Out now.
Out now.
All right, bars, ladies and gentlemen.
Unreleased.
Yeah.
Ryan, unrelease this.
Yeah, I'm gonna unrelease.
Unreleased. Too bad.
I mean, I
Already
remember when you said
downloaded
this
it.
in a week or two ago, and then I'll tell you this at the same time. It's just like, dude, yes, your sound design is amazing. Yes, your choice of samples and everything, but it's like, dude, the thing that I really feel like you're unparalleled in is your use of stereo. Like that is what just sets you far and beyond everyone else that submits here.
Hell yeah. Thanks, man. I don't even.
It's weird to receive feedback and then actually be able to respond.
Yeah. Yeah, it's usually like this motherfucker.
I only say nice things about you, nigga.
I don't know what I did for the stereo in that song, but thank you. Sends. No one uses sends in return tracks. No one. I don't know why. So that's my advice. Use that.
Little pro tip. Each week, if you come in each week, you'll get one pro tip from each person. Blameface gave it out several times last week, and Devin started making fun of him for it. But hell yeah! All right, let's listen to Nire Burn. I don't think we've ever heard this one before, have we?
Tomorrow. This is dropping tomorrow.
Out tomorrow.
Dropping tomorrow. Fuck yeah.
Yes.
Or tonight at 9 p.m. the end of the stream. Yeah. You guys gonna stream it at the end of the stream.
I already like this intro. I already like this.
The one that I was playing in my set, I know this one.
Fuck wie viel kann spielen und fuck wie viel kann spielen und
Yeah, that's another one that when it got turned into us, I was like, yep, this is going in my sets. Played it out for a few months. does a bunch of damage. So yeah, glad that one's getting a proper release tomorrow. The only thing is like the initial 16 is so sick. I do love how the song evolves, and I understand what you did. It's just like I just wish that first 16 came back one more time. But still, regardless, insanely banger tune. Congrats on the release tomorrow.
So thank you so much. Apparently, if I do a thumbs up, the camera breaks.
Yeah, if we do a no, stop. If we do a thumbs up into the camera, it lags. So we got to make sure to never.
We don't do that.
Insane.
The camera broke out of nowhere. I just did that thumbs up.
Programming is that?
No, it just broke.
Anyway, what's the story behind Burn?
It's very funny. I'm not sure. I think I was just trying to make an anthemic tune, which is just always something I always try to do is try to keep things different and try to give each track a purpose. So I thought this time we'd try to make a very anthemic, very big tune. Second drop is a Joby ripoff, that's for sure. That's how I got the flow. And then I would never made a hardstyle track before, so I thought it would be very fun to just try it out for the last drop and not to repeat myself. I think that's pretty much it. It came out very Must Die-ish, and it was so funny when I was asking Ryan when I sent it for the first time for the Must Die stream. It just fit perfectly, so I thought it's very awesome.
Hell yeah.
Banger tune.
Yeah.
Dubstep 2 worldwide.
Fucking love that shit. And
Dubstep Square.
you guys are leading the Dubstep 2 movement.
No, dubstep is getting old, so we're making this
Yeah. I'm enjoying dubstep too. I'm enjoying what you guys are doing. Again, thank you guys for joining us. Up first,
thanks for having us.
We got Lodian, who donated before stream. We got and Swole Sauce and Frogor also donated before stream. Shout out to you guys.
I think Lodian's been the first submission every week for like the past 2 months.
For like the past month, yeah.
Gets in on it. Save me, Lodian.
You mind if I take the lead on this one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've been liking all the the melodic chord based stuff that you've been sitting in. The problem I've been having with it is just you've been kind of tripping up over your flows. But with this tune, I feel like this is the most cohesive, natural flow that you've turned in a lot. I actually found myself just kind of like zoning out during this tune, which is a good thing. Like any tune that gets sent in here where I can kind of like space out and forget I'm reviewing it, that means I was enjoying it. The only real note I have here is the sub is just kind of way too obnoxious for everything else going on. I think the stab should be the loudest thing in this mix, and the sub could just take a backseat. But besides that, I like everything else.
I think it was a banger tune. I like the I like the melodic parts. I like the intro. The only thing for me was that I wish there were a little bit more like cymbals in the drums, a little bit more hats. I wish maybe I could like heard a crash or two or something like just more like that. But other than that, like tune was fire.
I think kind of like adding to what Devin said, like I think, yeah, it's kind of a good thing that he was zoning out because like you don't have any major problems with your mixing, but I think that now you sort of like you've reached the point where you know exactly what you like to produce. So now I think you should like figure out how to take it from being a little bit more boring of a production to like maybe start to take some chances. I don't know, if that means like weird patterns, more interesting flows, or maybe that means like, more experimental sound design. Because like I feel like you've really honed in like the Lodian sound, but now I think you need to like kind of take some more chances with whatever that means to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna say something. Oh, yeah. So I do agree with Ryan. I do think like your stuff is super sick, and this one too. But I would like to see more. I guess a bit more. What Candelodium project has to offer apart from what I've heard from you, like something completely different. I think it would be really cool to see your take on like maybe some slower stuff, like 130. I think that's a very untapped market when it comes to like dubstep. But yeah, no, this is actually like it's well. I have no feedback when it comes to the production of it. It's just that I'm thinking I would love to hear other ideas, idea wise. I guess I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I mean, this is a song, Most people, I think, have a hard time with like making real songs, and it's just like it's just 3.5 minutes of audio revolving around a drop, but you're not doing that. You're actually making music, which is pretty dope. So,
No, that's real. And if you said that on
Yeah.
Twitter, it would turn into 3-day discourse with everyone completely missing the entire point of what you said, and somehow just having the most alarming takes where you just sat there like, motherfucker, do you even make music?
Yeah,
It's so funny. I remember the feedback that I remember the most I've got from these streams is when I sent a song and Cam said like, this is so good because it actually feels like a song. And I was like, what the fuck is that kind of feedback? But it's true. It's true. Like
It's so
sometimes we
real.
forget about the song as the music aspect of it, which is very funny to say because at the end of the day, we always say, oh, we're making music and we're like musicians, but then we don't make music. It's a very paradoxical thing.
I mean, the thing is,
for like a specific subgroup, but like sometimes songs get sent in that are just bigger than EDM itself that can be played out to like that. I've played songs from this stream to like my parents before because I'm just like, this is just good music.
Yeah. But the thing is, with this genre especially, I know autism, haha, funny meme, but this genre definitely does attract people on the neurotypical side. The atypical side, because like there is just so many things you could do with sound design, and a lot of people get so fucking locked into the sound design aspect that they forget, like, dude, a lot of the best music is fucking simple as shit.
Yeah,
but yeah.
So like that's
Without further ado, let's go to the next tune. We're getting
yeah. Here we got Brave the Storm up next. Shout out Brave the Storm. 1069, 69. Let's go. Mirage, Brave the Storm.
It sounds like the perfect song for someone to take some acid and go stand in the desert and go on a journey of self-discovery. That's what that song makes me think of.
Real.
And that's a good thing.
No, I mean that's not bad. It's just it was funny.
I mean, this is really fucking good. I really, really enjoyed this. I think the only thing that, like with this kind of music, what really helps this sort of mixing stand out is if you separate like all of your elements really well. So like you have, I'm sure, like I could just tell, like in this drop, you had layering like throughout the whole thing. Like you probably have all these things that you built upon. I would recommend like kind of maybe working on the processing of all these like really like cool individual details that you have, because you had like a lot of really interesting sounds in there, but it's all sort of like blending together and like kind of turning into just one big jumble. So I would maybe work on just like really differentiating, like maybe even just hard automating channels on and off, so like things can really stand out. That's what I got for you. So
I had a little something. I this kind of music is really interesting, and I understand it brings so many elements together, and it feels so immersive because there are so many elements going on, and you can have a lot of things going on in a song. But the thing that I always stress whenever I'm making a song is you want to be able to sing along to something, have like a main idea that you can like even if it's electronic music. I know there's not words, but you can still go wah 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 to whatever you want.
Yeah.
You just having a moment where you always know what you're supposed to be singing along to, it would really help, kind of like I don't know, immerse a little bit more.
a motif.
Yeah.
This kind of
Yeah,
reminds. Sorry, go on.
No, you're good. That was gonna be my main point. Like sonically speaking, this is just a phenomenally well mixed track. It's ear candy. It's really easy to listen to, but there's nothing memorable going on. This is really well produced background music.
Does
If
it
that's
have a
what you're
focal point?
Yeah, if that's what you're going for, fuck yeah, you nailed it. But like I said, this is like Forza lobby, menu music. You know what I mean? This isn't something that I'm gonna remember. But then again, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Just know that this is what this tune is.
Agreed.
This is like. Sorry, go on.
No, you're good. I was just gonna agree with Devin. It's very like it's a very ambient tune. Like it doesn't there isn't like a focal point. something that like kind of ties it all together. But it still is a good tune.
Even the intro straight into the drop, like it was just kind of abrupt, but it worked.
Yeah.
Like
I just wanted to say something that was very similar to what Ryan said, which is basically just I felt like the sections weren't like distinct enough for me to like know, oh, this is an intro, this is a drop, this is a, which I guess sometimes can work. I just feel like I need more separation, and I think that's what Ryan was saying, just like removing some elements, adding some elements. I think there are enough elements for this to like start removing some, so you can like get a bit more of a story going, because this kind of music is very story heavy from what I assume. Like usually reminds me a lot of this artist called Siren that had this crazy like storytelling when it comes to the music. So I think like having a bit more contrast between the sections would make it so the story you were trying to tell with this track works better, instead of just feeling like because if you have every section just being like similar, is like you're saying only one thing versus having different sections saying different things. And I think with this kind of music that will work very well, especially this song.
hell yeah. All right, up next we got an ad for Freak Show. If you guys didn't hear, we're having a versus show versus the dumbass Vandal Squad. We're gonna destroy them there. But leading the Vandal Squad, we got Pike. And
Let's go.
way better than Pike, we got Astaroth. So let's listen to this collab.
When I beat Pike, not if, when I beat Pike in his versus show, he has to take half of all the contributions we made from the show and donate it to a black charity.
Make him
Of
cry.
your choosing?
I'm gonna make him choose one.
So we better choose a good one.
So to myself.
Don't be lazy. Don't just pick one.
All right, Pike, Astaroth. No, when they lose, we get Vexus in the deal.
Also, when they lose, they can keep both.
Don't trust me, you don't want that.
Fuck was that?
hell? What was that?
That was the best part of the fucking tune. Two things. I mean, first off, like the stabs, the way they're processed, it feels like a Pike tune with Astaroth processing, which I think is really sick. The first sustain, I felt like that was unnecessarily abrupt and kind of just obnoxious. Once it calms down a bit, I feel like it fits in the mix a lot better. And then by the time the second drop happens, that flow, I would like to hear a big switch on the second drop or just a completely different thing on the second drop. Because, like, dude, you're making it too with Astaroth, who's one of the best producers in the game right now. So I would love to hear, like, Astaroth just let the fucking chopper sing on that shit. But yeah, that's just me personally. But this is fucking sick, though.
I feel like you guys could go even crazier. I feel like you're both holding back a little bit with like your most creative ideas, and so you should just like keep going. You should make like
agreed.
you should both have the projects on your separate computers and make your own like VIPs. That would be also insane because I feel like this is like you're both holding back just a little bit.
Yeah, agreed.
Go fucking crazy because you're both capable of like the most insane dubstep ever. So
yeah, I feel like this is both of you guys like not fully knowing how to produce together, so you're like feeling it out. But like now that you guys kind of like know how each other works, I feel like you guys can go crazy.
It switches every time we send the file. Real. I've been there.
Yeah.
Sometimes when a collab is going like that, the only thing that helps is just either sitting in Discord together or like meeting up in person. So yeah, I totally do feel that.
real.
Fuck yeah. Buy tickets to the Freak Show.
Yes.
St. Petersburg, Florida.
Yes. Watch Vandal Squad get their
October
reckoning for the
26th.
Flanagan's incident.
Yeah.
They know what they did.
All right. Next up, we got Swole Sauce. Arby's World.
Swole Sauce.
I want you to stay. Rework. Oh, rework. Let's fucking go.
Oh shit, dude, Jordan with the 5
Shout out Jordan.
Part 6.
Stay on,
just wish those vocals were brought up just fucking the slightest bit in the actual drop itself. But it's a fucking banger.
Agreed. This tune is fire. I really like I like the progression of the tune, and I like that the bridge is a lot different from the intro, and like the energy that it builds up for the second drop. It just sounds cool. It's a really cool, fun tune to listen to.
Yeah, I feel like our criticism towards you in the past has been, less is more, less is more, less is more. And I feel like this is one of those tunes where you let the vocals do their thing and you use your synth work, more as an instrumental to complement the vocals instead of being like a drop central tune. So I like what you did here. Maybe a stronger transient on the clap. Maybe I'm tripping on that, but also bring up the vocals. And those are like my main things on this one.
Yeah, so the vocal, I don't know if it's the stream, but like the vocal just needs a little bit of work with EQing with the highs. I feel like there's like a peak like above 10K that like on the first pre-drop I was like, holy shit, that's like high-end distortion that's like insanely harsh. It could be just my monitors, it could be the stream, but I really do think maybe like I know it feels so nice and crispy, and like the OTT high end sounds really good, and it's like that's the style of processing with this kind of like future rhythm or whatever you want to call it. But I think the high end just needs a little bit of work. You even maybe just like soothe or
just throw soothe on it. Solves it.
Yeah, I guess
De-esser would also really help.
Yeah, de-essing
just for the sibilances, because I think they're just a little bit much.
Yeah,
and then the mids of the vocal could be brought out, because the melody of the vocal is extremely pretty, and I want to hear more of it.
Yeah, as soon as you work on that high end and tame it up, you're gonna like lose. It's gonna sound like the vocal doesn't exist anymore. So, yeah, the mids, even saturating the mids on that vocal, could be perfect. But yeah, that's my feedback. I was like paying attention to only the high end on that vocal. I could barely even like focus on anything else. This is a really well written tune. I usually don't like the kind of like Leotrix influence type of stuff, but I think you did it really well. You pulled it off. So.
Yeah, I don't want to say anything.
Okay.
Good. I think okay. I think everything that I wanted to say has been said already. So I do agree with all the points that has been said. So I'm not going to repeat them.
Hell yeah. Nice one, Soul Sauce. Next up, we got Dienda. Fuel injection.
Get into my dick! Sorry, it's
every time. Every
Such a
time.
funny name, bro.
Alright. Fuel injection. Stat track, back new fuel injector.
I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen. It's the motherfucking. I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen.
Okay, so structurally, this song is structured very well. I like the call. I like the idea of the call and response. The synth work is good. It's punchy. It's aggressive. My biggest gripe is I find the actual motif here annoying. Like the melody of it just doesn't do it for me. I know that's all subjective. Yada yada. Whatever. I think the motif could be cooler. I think it'd be more iconic. This just kind of feels like you put a motif for the sake of having one, and just just kind of went with the first thing you thought of. Also, you have the synth that is used in the motif throughout the entirety of the A section of the first drop. Get rid of that, because when you switch and you ditch that completely and this drop is all new synths, then it sounds really fucking cool. But when you have that motif synth running like layered on top of the synth, the bam 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 bam, like dude, that shit got so fucking repetitive, man. And lastly, that sub, dude, it feels like it's just sitting on like the outskirts of the mix, and there's just nothing going through the middle. I want to hear warmth. That sub just needs to be saturated, man. But that's it for me.
Nah, you pretty much covered it right there. I was gonna agree with you about the motif. It sounds like a very safe motif. Like yeah, it would get a reaction. It would get a nice, head reaction from everyone. But like Devin said, it could be more cooler, more iconic,
More cooler.
more cooler. Sorry, that's bad grammar. I know.
All your grammar is bad grammar, Cam. It's okay.
Fuck you, man.
We still love you.
I know how to speak words.
I got kind of an opposing opinion. I like the motif. I just think that you could pronounce it more, and having like separation of the sounds from each other, because it kind of feels like it's all kind of coming together into one noisy ball in certain sections. But if you can like distinguish the melody pretty well and bring out the tone and kind of I don't know, just like separate sounds from each other a bit more, I think that would really help make that powerful. It has the potential to be really, really engaging.
Agreed.
I think it's kind of swingy. Yeah.
I think really, since everyone else covered like songwriting, I would focus on just your low mids, because it feels like there's just a huge section of your spectrum in this song just missing. So I would, like Devin said, saturate your sub. I would go hard with saturating your sub. I would like maybe even add another layer. Like listen to, I don't want to say Space Laces, but like maybe like listen to the new Shadient. Listen to how he layers his sub with more stuff, and I think that could really take this song to like a crazy new place.
Hell yeah. All right. Next up, we got Black Rose. Hey, where is your god now?
I'm right here.
All right. Black Rose.
This is cool.
I like the second drop a lot better than the first drop, structural wise, and just like the way that it hits. Yeah, Devin, you can take the lead about everything else. There's a lot of
So-
white noise there.
Devin, tell me why I like the second drop more, because I don't have the grammatical ability to explain it myself. Okay, so to take the lead there is a lot of white noise. I like where you're kind of going with the intro. Your use of foley and background noise is really good. You're doing a good job of setting up tone. When the first drop hits, dude, those highs, like, you're a good kid, man, but I want to fucking choke you to death for subjecting my ears to that. I need my ears, man. I need my ears for the next 10 years, brother. Oh my God. Tame those highs, please. But besides that, the first drop is just so many things fighting for the same space, same frequency range. Sorry, so it just sounds like a cluttered mess. And it's just like so stabby and there's no swing. The second drop is actually quite cool. There's swing, bounce, you're giving stuff room to breathe. Those highs are still piercing, motherfucker, but you're letting shit breathe more. So if you take an approach where you kind of give stuff room, you leave sections, like, give it swing, give stuff room to breathe, tame the fucking highs, you're gonna have a cool song here. But like really, dude, like, those are ear piercing. So I really hope you didn't produce this song loudly for your own ears, man.
Yeah, holy shit. I didn't even think of that. He's been just like listening to it over and over. Yeah,
Someone threw a thumbs up.
No.
Someone threw a thumbs up.
Oh no! Somebody put a thumbs up. You
We-
guys are a robot. Oh, are you back?
Oh, I got.
Are we back?
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
back.
you're
You're back.
Yeah, they
Fucking
started turning into
stop giving
R2D2.
thumbs up.
My hands are behind you guys now.
Everyone already. I think we have mini meters up right above Discord here, and we have just been looking at the spectrum this whole song, and we were just like pointing out all the peaks with all these resonances. And so like this is a super common problem when you're trying to like play around with resonances and like super like pronounced tones with drums and with basses and stuff like that. But I think you just kind of need to just flatten all of them out, or just choose different frequencies to boost. Just choose different resonances, please.
I do have a tip when it comes to like working with high end. Usually, what I do is I cut everything above 18K, like a low pass. Is it low pass? I think it's a low pass, because what happens with the high end is like there are frequencies above 20K that we can't hear, and those, if you have so many of them, will like end up coming back from the spectrum from where we can hear. So usually, if you cut everything above 18K, even it could help your high end feel controlled. I'm not saying like in the whole master. I'm saying like every element. If you cut 18K, that will make your highs not like stack over each other, and therefore it's gonna feel a bit more nice to the ears. And the best thing is you're not gonna notice because it's so high up. Like try to take a song and then cut like do a high pass on 18K and listen how different it is, and you're gonna realize it's not that different. So usually that's my tip when it comes to like high end in general. Just try to not stack it over time, because if you stack a lot of elements that have high end,
Just multiplying.
just multiplying the frequencies, and it's gonna be facey and very loud. And
If you do like a master cut or a pre-master cut, make sure you're doing it with like a linear phase response EQ, like Pro Q3, because you can also mess up your loudness if you're doing that
How do I
like on
agree
your
with
entire
all
mix.
Give
What?
me a thumbs up.
I don't know. But I think the idea, songwriting wise, is very good.
Yeah.
Oh.
I know that was a little bit brutal, especially for me, but it comes from a place of love. You have gotten better. So now that the conversation has gone from songwriting to mixdown stuff, that means you're headed in the right direction. So I would actually record this if you can, watch the VOD and really listen to what Nire and Ryan just said, because they gave you some really good tips right there.
Yeah, oh, Swole Sauce. We just reviewed your song last. This is
Dang. What's up with you guys showing up late?
Yo, what's good, guys?
It will be uploaded to YouTube. All right. Next up, we got Frogor.
Insane.
Another face word.
My bad. Oh, I forgot he's not here. Pain.
So the flow, the idea of the song, right? The skeleton of the song works. Everything else doesn't. And I know it's gonna sound harsh.
Slow it down.
Slow it down. The drums are ass. The drum samples are ass. The sub is fucking terrible. Like, just use a complete. I don't even think it's the processing of the sub. Like, I would just say use a completely different sub patch, or like maybe bust open the Ivory pack and use his subs, because his subs are fucking goated. And like, I'm just not a fan of the main synth at all. The synth you could reprocess. I don't think the synth is too far off. It's just like really high end and like nasally. This is another tune that just kind of lacks from mid-range warmth, which I feel like Ryan could dive deeper on.
Also, the transition from intro to drop was very abrupt and jarring, and it was not pleasing to the ear. I'm gonna keep it honest with you. But that's it.
He also said it's a whip too. It's not.
Give a fuck.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, so the advice is tear it all down, keep the synth in the flow, and rework everything else.
I think when it comes to Frogger's music, from what I've heard, is usually you are at your best when you keep it simple, and I feel you with this song you kind of overcomplicate it a bit much, and therefore why I think it doesn't work as much. Like when you keep it again very simple, usually your stuff works better. So I would just tone it down a bit when it comes to the lemons, but yeah.
The KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah, I think everyone said what I would have said. Slow it down. You're just adding sounds for the sake of adding sounds. Add one, make a sound or find a sound that you like and build upon it methodically. Like, make intentional decisions in your project. Don't do this, which is just adding shit and making a song like a,
Ryan, can you say that again?
What did I say?
No.
So just focus on intentionally producing, right? So
Thank you. That right there. I'm going to cut you off. Chat. That may be the single biggest piece of advice that's been dropped on peer review. Do everything with intent. I feel like a lot of you guys put shit in your songs just because you feel like you have to. And if you don't know what purpose something is serving, get it the fuck out of there and just wait until something can go in there that has a fucking job. Sorry, you can continue, Ryan.
I mean, that's it. Yeah. Just slow it down. I know it's hard because, like, I think we all have that, like, especially when you're at work and you're, like, really excited to work on music. You have that, like, adrenaline, like, holy fuck, I'm so excited to produce music. Get that adrenaline out by, like, listening to other music so you can come back into the DAW without, like, a million thoughts and adrenaline running through your brain. You know,
or just rub one out before you like sit in the computer.
That's actually that's a huge theme of like dubstep too. Is like, yeah, keep yourself hydrated, eat food, and yeah, beat your shit before you make music.
You want to be cracked to dubstep too? You got it right there.
It resets things in your brain. It's a legitimate technique. I swear to God.
No, dude, chat, because like, yeah, we've all been there before. We're gonna go hang out with someone, gonna go hang out with a sneaky link or whatever, and then you rub one out, and you're like, damn, I don't even want to kick it with them anymore. I'm gonna go do something.
Like what the fuck?
So like, you know, just do the musical equivalent. Post nut clarity means that pre nut psychosis is real.
All right. Okay. All right. We're getting off track. We got
a lot of people.
We got Vapid up next. Vapid.
Next.
Infinite collab. Let's go. All right.
Shit was breaking me. Someone tell me what the fuck else you can take from me. I'll get to it, I just need a second to make sense of all the lies and misdirection. Whoa, let it up and now I'm about to go. Can't fuck with y'all, you moving way too slow. And if you think I will let you just take it, I'll keep fighting back, I'll show them how you just make it. I can tell you something, I'll get up and do it again. I can probably call you all something needed for it. I can't go back, that shit just wasn't worth it. I wish you all the worst, yeah, cause you deserve it. You showed me everything that I never wanted, and I just can't forget those memories of wanted. Every night since the day that I met you, see you tonight, I'll just pray I forget you. May I forget you. May I forget you. May I forget you. May I forget you. I forget you. Pull up to the. Don't mind me, you fake it. May I forget you. Don't mind me, you fake it. Tonight I'll just pray I forget you. May I forget you. May I forget you. May I forget you. May I forget. I forget. I forget. I forget. May I forget you. Sorry, fucker. Everything that I never wanted, and I just can't forget those memories. forget you? May I 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 forget you?
Am I going first? Okay.
Yeah.
Go for it.
So I said this the last time we got a tune with Robbie's vocals on there. Like, I'm not a fan of hyperpop at all. That being said, I think as a vocalist, Robbie is someone that understands hyperpop very well. I think he's getting more comfortable on the mic and he's using less processing on his vocals. And in this tune, I actually want to hear his vocals brought up more. And I would like to hear even less auto-tune on there. I think his voice doesn't need auto-tune. Like, I know it's akin to the genre, so it kind of feels like you need to have it, you know? But, like, dude, just let it rock. The drums on the first drop, I told you need at least a stronger transient, especially on the kick. And then on the switch, I even asked you in chat, I was like, dude, are those different drums? Because there's way more pronounced, and it sounds like Saiji did that. But... Sorry.
God.
The one thing that pissed me off to no end is before it dropped, I felt like you did like 4, maybe even 5 little mini fake outs, and it's like, dude, get to the fucking point, man. By the time you get to your 3rd fake out before it dropped, I just don't care anymore. I will leave. I will make a scene and I will walk out the club.
Yeah. That's actually so real. I think we can leave like the pre-drop into another build. We should all stop doing that, please. There's a synth that you used a few times through the song, and it's like the exact synth that Soulja Boy's producers used in "Kiss Me Through the Phone." It's like the
J-Moss called it out in chat too.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, he said it too. He said, "Kiss me through the phone," synth. And I haven't been able to unhear it.
We were like, wait, I know that. What's the I think this mix just feels a little too much like this is a 3-way collab, right?
It's a collab with Robbie's vocals on top. So it's
okay. So 2-way production wise. Well, I think you guys are kind of like, I think you guys should just get in a call and make a bunch, like just pull up a reference track or a few reference tracks and be like, I really like how this is done. I really like how this is done, because it feels like this has just been sent back and forth a bunch of times and the mix is getting a little washed out and compressed for sure. And yeah, the drums, I wasn't necessarily a huge fan of how you switched the snare to like this super high transient, like almost, I don't know, tear out snare.
It was literally a Ninja snare.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go. I wasn't really a big fan of that because I feel like you should build, I feel like you should go back and then really focus on getting those drums like perfect in the beginning. So, because the first drop drums are always the most important, right? So I would work on those more and get them nice and loud, nice and like perfect, and then build upon them. But like, it was just kind of like a random snare switch. And then it was just like, oh, they chose a different sample. Okay, cool. And it has a much higher transient. And yeah, so yeah, I mean, but the songwriting and the vocals, I like the vocals. I think Tyler had something to say about the vocals.
Yeah. So I have a bunch of friends that work in hyperpop, and one thing I do like is how the vocals sit in the song, but I think what needs to be done is I just think that you need to figure out how to bring out like where words are, if that makes sense, because it kind of mishmashes a little bit, but also you could just brighten it up, and that would elevate them out of kind of the noisiness. I don't know. Hyperpop production is very weird and doesn't a lot of the times lend itself well to dubstep that sounds like this. So,
I will say that like if, after like maybe 30 to 45 seconds in, it sounded like Robbie was just like singing the same 3 to 4 notes the entire song. Like I just it just kind of continued. It was like "Bah," and I just felt like that was the whole thing. So maybe I don't know. This is a final, so I don't want to say like rework anything, but if you could try to maybe somehow rework in some sort of bridge where the theory changes up a little bit, maybe you go into like a different tonic or something. I don't know, but it did feel like the vocals just kind of started to feel like it was the same.
It wasn't memorable
Yeah.
for me to like remember how they sounded.
Also, the outro could be half as long, I guess. That's another thing.
Oh, yeah. Good shout on that. I think the vocals could be more memorable if they were louder and less processed. But then again, I'd have to listen to this song again when they are louder and less processed. And I don't know if I want to do that because I don't like Vapid that much.
Crazy.
Oh man. All right. Next up, oh wait. In Vain still has not resubmitted. So we'll do Bad Witch and then In Vain. First time submission. No. Not good enough whip. Better be good enough.
It's Bad Witch.
That's what I said.
Oh, I thought you said bandwidth.
Bandwidth.
Just want to say, in vain, I hope you're safe, because holy shit. Nigga said, I'm going through a hurricane right now. Bruh.
Bro is going through a hurricane, and the first thing he thought, oh shit,
nigga,
screaming.
a what? A what?
He's going through a hurricane.
No, wait,
No. What?
A hurricane.
Hurricane.
No, not you, nigga. Nire said it funny. That's it. He's from Chile.
Sorry, I'm used to you making fun of me saying things. My bad.
He's caught
Oh, that's so
he's
sad,
caught
bro.
the
What the
Duran.
Ooh,
Me?
The Jeezy special in real time, bro.
He just assumes that you're talking about him whenever you're being negative. That's so sad. Devin, what the fuck, man?
Okay. Back to this tune. I think one of the first things I noticed that this tune suffers from is there's not enough separating the intro from the drop. I think it's too straightforward in that aspect, and there should be a clear separation of the two different ideas. That being said, when the drop does come in, I feel like the drop is mixed down a lot better than the intro. But one of the things is, those like very 80s funky town stabs, I feel like weren't really doing you any justice there. And there's a couple parts where the hats come in, and the hats are just so obnoxious in comparison to everything else. There's just a lot of mixing things. You need to figure out like what needs to be the focal point of loudness, because I feel like all the elements of the tracks are just taking turns being louder than one another with no real intention behind it. It feels like you kind of just layered things in here on top of each other and wish for the best instead of properly making sure everything sat in the mix where it's supposed to. But the idea is cool. So I'd like to hear a more interesting intro, probably different drum selections, and then a better mix on everything.
Yeah, I think one thing that was brought up when we were listening was like we might, because this is like primarily dubstep producers giving feedback, we might not necessarily be the best audience to give feedback. And the reason why I think that's important, especially with like the music that you're trying to make, is repetitiveness is actually like sometimes like a celebrated thing with this kind of like techno. And with dubstep, we're like all about just variation. Nothing can be boring. Everything has to change. So like I would definitely send this to around to like a wide range of different types of producers to see if they give you a little bit better feedback for like how to continue the idea.
I was literally gonna say, like, I don't know if it's because I'm so used to listening to dubstep, but I felt like this tune was long and it was like repetitive. But then I like you said, I was like, wait, this is like techno. Like it's kind of meant to be a little bit more stripped back and repetitive. So,
but I mean, it wasn't even that like stripped back. There was a lot of elements going. Like it felt like there was new elements brought in like every fucking 8 bars or so. Like, but.
Well, the thing too is like, when it comes to techno and house in comparison to dubstep is supposed to be very attention grabby, shocking, and it's supposed to take you out of whatever train of thought you're in, and so you focus on the drop. Techno is supposed to put you in a trance. So the repetitiveness here isn't a bad thing, because it's supposed to put you into a groove where you kind of start off and start like dancing involuntarily, which I do think it does a good job of that. So that's why, most of my feedback was more mixed down stuff. I still think the intro needs to be different from the drop, though.
Yeah, and the outro could be a little bit shorter too.
Wanted to say that something that has not been said is that I feel like some of the elements that you were trying to do, especially like taking what Devin said, is like try to add more reverb to like a lot of the elements to kind of create almost like a world to get sucked into, because I feel like you had this like violins and everything else, and it just felt very dry. So I think if you add more reverb to those elements, it will create, because like for example, one of the bases for like techno, from my understanding, is to take a kick and like blast it in reverb. And that kind of creates a space that can make people like get into this world, this trance that we're talking about. And I feel like a lot of the elements you had in this track feel very dry. Therefore, if you add a lot of reverb to a lot of the elements, it's gonna feel like the space is bigger. Therefore, it's gonna be easier for your brain to kind of think, oh, this is a whole new world that I'm delving myself into.
Yeah, I think like post-processing in general, it feels like if I were to take a wild guess, you like put some kick samples down, you put a bass down, and then you just called it good without processing anything. So I would maybe start to focus on, learning compression and saturation and EQ, and then creative effects like stereo effects like reverb and delay, because especially with this kind of music, like using those post-processing techniques like very minimally and building upon them, that really like takes this kind of music from like what you have now to, the most well mixed techno songs that you hear everywhere. So look into post-processing. That's I think a pretty good tip.
Yeah, it seems like you understand like the structure of like techno and the style of music you're trying to make. I guess from here it's just like they said, just like post processing, mix down things, like all that stuff you got to learn, which comes in time.
So one thing I will leave you with, because I know we just gave you a lot of constructive criticism. The fact that you're understanding song structure to this extent with 4 months in is a good thing. And I can tell that you're trying to push yourself without actually trying to do too much. You're working in a realm that's simple enough while still trying to make it interesting. And I think understanding that as a concept is is one of the main things that newer producers struggle with. So you're on the right track, and feel free to please send us like any updates of this tune or anything you make in the future. But yeah, you got 11 followers. I'll give you 12.
Hell yeah. And first time submission. So I hope we didn't even...
We appreciate you. Thank you.
Hell yeah. Producing for like 4 months? Hell yeah. This is really good for 4 months.
You have a really good grasp on like how to add things correctly already. Like probably maybe even better than like a lot of dubstep producers. Like the strings and stuff, how they're coming in and things like that. Like you know what you're doing. Like I think you should keep going. Produce every single day.
Yeah, and another thing to take home with you is the fact that like it was all mixed down advice and you're 4 months in. So that's a good thing. That is a W.
True.
Because like all the feedback I get is mixed down shit. So
it really sounds like you had like a reference track and you knew what you were doing structural wise. Like this is very solid for 4 months. All right. Next up, we got Orvmo.
Orvmo. I like saying that name. It makes me think of those little like squishy like Play-Doh balls, like the Orbeez.
Yeah, the ones you put in the bowl.
Yeah.
Elbow burn track beat.
Is the V supposed to be an A like Ormo?
Oh yeah, I didn't even know that. Is that? Been saying his name wrong this entire time.
Okay, I think we let the fucking nerds take the lead on this one.
Dubstep 2.
All right,
Yeah.
go ahead, Tyler.
So, okay, I have a few things that I wanted to like. A couple of them are nitpicky, and a couple of them are broader general pieces of feedback. The main drops themselves, they are a little chaotic. I feel like there's just a little bit of things you could take out or tweak just to make it to where it kind of makes more sense, because there's a lot of like I think the weird kind of snare pattern you have going right now feels more like a fill at almost every moment than it does like an actual drop idea. I feel like you could what I like to do is I like to think about a song as like a roller coaster. You want it to be exciting, you want to have crazy twists and turns, but you don't want it to be so abrupt that it'll throw people off the ride and break their necks. So there's like moments like certain fills, and then the ends of the drops end just super abruptly. It just automatically stops and kind of goes into the next thing. I don't know if it's like a copy paste thing or what have you. And then the other thing is kind of a nitpickier thing is I kind of want in the builds, I want the break, because that break is really exciting and really energizing. I want it to, instead of like low passing out into the drop, I want it to become a part of the build drums. So you could kind of chop the break up and make it part of the build drums instead.
Okay, yeah. Did you mention how the drop ended abruptly?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So I mean, it's an easy fix for sure. I think so. The mixing was sounding pretty awesome on my monitors, and then I put on my headphones, and I just realized how like crazy distorted and like clipping that main like do like that. I don't know what you would call that, just like that little perk bass. It is clipping quite a bit, and I think it's taking away from the drums. I think it's like clipping even more than the drums. I would use this is very like, to me, this is a very like invective style song. I would just take one of their songs as a reference and just slam your drums and make them like that almost like hip hop 808 style kick. And since that main like bass perk thing is so similar to a snare, it's like a rim shot or something that you processed. It's taking away from the actual snare, your main snare entirely. So focus on, I would actually like, with this style of song, I want your drums to like be really short, really snappy, but like loud as fuck. And I also like, I really like all the textures that you have going on in the drop. Like you're doing that kind of like Foley texture that's following the pattern of the sub, which is really cool. But I think it's a little bit too much. I think you like kind of like what Tyler was saying, like you need just a little bit of space and to let everything breathe. So like, instead of like dun 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 dun, and then a lot of stuff happens, maybe even just do like silence or like a reverb throw and then bring it back in, because that's going to add just like so much more dynamic range, and it's going to because this is like such a complex thing, and it's fast too. It's a fast BPM. So if you like give a little time to breathe, add some rests, then it's going to make everything a lot more cohesive.
Yeah. Real quick, I'm going to cut you off. And I'm glad that Ryan said that, because I was just about to say, there's one thing that I want to mention that none of these nerds have brought up yet. This tune, and I'm going to say one thing and pass out to Nire. This tune would go so much unbelievably harder if you just slowed it down.
I was going to say that too, but I felt like I shouldn't, because people get mad at me when I say
no, fuck
like,
that, dude. Dude, this tune is lacking swagger. Yes, okay, you nerded out. You got your juices all over the floor. Nigga, give it some groove, bro. Slow it down.
Keep this fast shit in the first half, and then just slow
it down in the second half.
Just automate the BPM down to like 130, so it goes like dun 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 dun, and that would be fucking insane.
I want to hear it slow the whole tune. Not slow, but slower the whole tune. But I think both ideas could be cool. You know what I mean?
Okay, export this song at every BPM.
No, I have.
Yeah.
Because, like, bro, you got a beautiful girl on the dance floor, right? Like, and she's just throwing ass all over the place and cyclones and shit. Nigga, like, slow it down, bro. Like, you're dancing with a beautiful girl, bro. Like, feel the moves, feel the hips, dog. And this is what I want this song to do. I want to feel the hips of this tune, bro.
Yeah, that's what I was saying in the chat. I was like, I don't know how well this tune would work on the dance floor.
Music should be sexy.
Another reference artist that you could use is Night Punk. He's very good at this.
Especially when it comes to your drum processing.
Yeah.
Good job, though. Fucking crazy.
Oramo.
I'm not calling you that. I think that's a stupid way to spell this name. You could have easily just put an A there.
Orvmo.
Orvmo sounds cooler.
Oramo. That pissed me off.
Somebody posted a link. Damn. All right.
Shout
out Twitch gave out a gifted sub. Next up. Oh my god, I'm dying. We got In Vain. Become Death. Even though
Come Death?
Come Death, yeah.
Oh, Become Death. All right, my fault.
Yeah.
Insane.
His roof's flying off, but he was able to get the tune out.
Isn't this the second time a nigga texted or messaged us with a hurricane? I feel like this has happened before. And then didn't someone put the thumbnail of their track, like, was their room with hurricane damage?
Yeah.
I feel like this happened. I'm getting deja vu.
Yeah, I think someone did do this.
And look at that artwork. Brother snapped on that shit.
Looks like a Dark Souls boss. Looks like a Bloodborne boss, actually. That switch was fucking stupid.
So, In Vain. This song is. I like the ideas of it. I think Devin was said already that the highs fell a bit too high. I don't know how to say it, but I do think that the sub you have in the non-drop sections kind of takes away from the impact of the drop itself. I felt like the sub was very like loud in the intro and the build-up, so therefore when it hits on the drop, it just feels like there's not enough contrast when it comes to like the sections. So like no, I think that's pretty much it. Like the idea is cool. I'm not sure about the vocal choice of the Oppenheimer one. I think it's a bit too corny for my liking, but like sometimes it works. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's what I have. Everything else is just pretty good.
Yeah, I think your layers are just a little too hot. I would maybe just look at like 3K to 5K, 7K to 8K, and maybe do a little bit of suppression with like a dynamic EQ or something. Just just to give those frequencies a little bit, just to give the whole mix a little bit more room to breathe. And I really, the distortion, like the clipping is just a little too hot, I think, as well. Because like the basses, your main basses, especially when the first drop hit, I feel like I was just hearing a sub instead of those main basses. I was just hearing a fart sub that you clipped with everything else. So maybe just tame the clipping and the distortion. I don't know how you're doing things, but like just take everything back just a little bit. And I do agree with like, I don't know, the Oppenheimer thing. Like it's been done for like 20 years ever since that was recorded, you know. So I don't know, just keep that in mind. But this is crazy. Don't get me wrong, this is fucking crazy. Just like little things.
Yeah, you know, just to mix down stuff, the 5K, the 8K, the Kim K, the Special K.
Fuck up, Devin.
I mean, dude, I told you in chat, I think this is another tune that could just benefit from being slowed down a little bit. Also, just you have a lot of, everything is so pushed. And I feel like you have each layer slightly pushed over the edge of where it should be. And I think in a tune like this, you should choose one layer that's going to be pushed over the ledge, you know, mix wise. Like if you're going to push the mix of the drums, then push the mix of only the drums. If you're going to push the mix of the sub, then only push the sub. But everything sounds super pushed here. So, you know, there's just a lot of unnecessary distortion, especially when the kick comes in. But yeah, I personally, if you want to have that fat ass sub, cool. I still think it's a little obnoxious. Tame that a tad. And then really, really trim the low and off the kick because it's just muddying shit up.
Hell yeah. Not much else to say. But it's like, that's all shit you know how to do as well. We've seen you do songs well. Next up, we got Liera. But I don't know if you're going to be able to work fucking soon if that hurricane takes down your house. Hopefully not.
Yeah, hopefully that hurricane doesn't take down your life.
Yeah. Do you have all of your fucking shit backed up on the hard drives?
I don't think you can back up his consciousness, bro.
Not yet.
Don't die.
He's got the Neuralink. We got the villain. Yeah.
This thing is gonna come back as a Tesla.
Oh, fuck you guys.
It's gonna come back as a tear out stab. A tear out gun in a sample pack.
He's just a plug-in.
Nice.
So this tune has a lot of potential. There's a couple things I would tweak. I feel like I like the motif, but the motif in, context with the intro is so fucking random. So I would make a motif that just makes a little bit more sense contextually. And then I've been telling you in the comments, like, dude, this mix is so pushed, man. It doesn't need to be. Yes, this will go off live or on monitors, but again, people are going to be listening to this on their headphones and in their cars. So you have to make mix downs that are appropriate for those listening situations where the majority of people will be listening to your music. Most people will not be listening to your music on monitors or at festivals, like you got to think about day-to-day listening. Secondly, why'd the motif leave on the second drop, nigga? Bring it back. But make a better motif and then bring it back. Cause the fake out with the synth, that synth is just too weak for a fake out. And the kick clap, I think the kick clap could be cool for a snare switch section on the Switch, but I don't think it needs to be there the whole drop. It's just getting lost and everything. And that's all I got to say about that.
I do think, please, Devin, don't make fun of me for pronouncing it like this. I already know you're gonna do that.
Right into the mic.
So I think this, the fake out felt like a sillier hole, like the artist with exclamation point.
JT was like, "What?"
The HOL exclamation.
Oh yeah, it's just whole. But yeah, you did it right.
Okay, so I think shut the fuck up. So I thought it was a very cool I wouldn't say gimmick. It was cool to not feel it didn't feel as serious as a whole song, and I think that was it's a cool path you can take to maybe mess around with that. I feel again the motif is just fun. It's just silly, and I think if you make it fit in the right context with the intro, it just would work very well. I think the drop idea and the fake out works very nicely, but maybe not with the intro, as Devin said. But yeah, I think it was a very fun tune. I do agree you should bring the motif back on the second half, in the second drop. But yeah, that's pretty much all my feedback.
Yeah, the motif in the second drop would hit. I was wanting to hear it again, and it was a little let down that I didn't. So,
oh, real quick, Lieta, I gave the pack of tunes you sent me through a listen, and I have notes. So remind me over the weekend that I need to go over my notes because I have a couple notes for Apocrypha that would kind of help it out a bit. But yeah, sorry. I just remind me to go over Apocrypha with you again.
Fuck yeah.
But if no one else has notes, one thing I will say, it's you're one kid that I do have a lot of faith in. I know you've only been producing for a year, and I do think I like what you're doing. You have a style. You're kind of bringing big room to rhythm, which I think is really cool. So once you hone that in, I think you're on the way to writing anthems.
Yeah,
I always forget fucking some of these people only been producing for a year or less. Shit's insane.
Yeah, that's impressive for sure.
All right. Oh, speaking of somebody that's been improving like crazy over the past year and a half that we've been seeing him, Frequency Rifter. Shout out to the 2 gifted subs.
Rude goon. Does that mean a gooner that's rude, or is he an actual goon?
Heard you a goon and a goon and a bitch. Heard you a goon and a bitch. Heard you a goon and a goon and a bitch. Heard you a goon and a bitch.
That's my favorite song you sent us so far, and you've like gotten really fucking good, man. Like a lot of this tune is the result of you listening to a lot of the things that Devin has said. Like your drums sound fucking really good. They sit well. Fucking your sound design's improved. You've obviously studied the structure of rhythm a lot, so like yeah, dude, like you're getting pretty fucking good, man.
Yeah, man, you're almost getting good enough to where I can start being mean to you. I don't have to fucking hold your fucking hand anymore soon, little nigga. Okay, so speaking of which, I'm gonna give you the first taste of that. I've been fucking waiting for this. No, okay. Okay, so the biggest thing this song suffers from is you do a good job with this square 4-ish synth, right? It doesn't need to be the entirety of the tune. It's a run-on sentence in the sense that you don't need square 4 as your intro. There's nothing really separating me from the intro and the drop. And the only thing that is I know song structure. So like I'm counting down and waiting for the drop. And structurally I knew like, okay, even though this intro is structured like a drop, this isn't the drop. This is the intro, you know? Then the actual drop comes. I feel like the tone you use for the drop when it first hits is a little odd in context with the intro, but the switch is the coolest thing you've written by a lot. By a lot. But like you use this synth way too much. You use it for fills. You use it for switches. You know what I mean? Like, bro, like use sample packs. I think you're kind of making everything yourself in this tune. I could be wrong, which is noble, but don't be afraid to use glitches, fills, drum loops, whatever. Like sample packs are there for a reason, bro. The stigma has changed. Use them. This song just needs more samples, risers, background noises, and stuff like that. Because I'm just hearing the same synth through the entirety of the tune, and it gets so draining. The switch is really cool though, so pat yourself on the back for that.
Yeah, I think we were saying how maybe like do a real vocal and like take the vocal seriously, because you could, start to build a real, track if you had like a really cool pronounced vocal. I don't have much feedback just because like this is rhythm, and I think just you are doing that thing. I forgot if it's like a Max for Live plugin or I forgot. I think there are a lot of ways to do it where it's like you reverse it and it goes like do 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 do. But like maybe just like Devin was saying, like just add more stuff, add more cool stuff instead of that one bass. But also I'm not a big fan of like the disperser being so present on the square 4 bass. I think like I'm very particular about square basses, and I only like them, and I think a lot of other people only like them if there's no disperser, because then you get that natural square distortion that's just natural from the wave. It's like this very crunchy, high end from just square waves, and disperser completely takes all of that crunchy high end out of a square wave. So maybe just like try it without, or maybe you could even like automate the amount of a disperser like halfway through, so you still get that tone that has that cool relationship with the sub. But like the beginning of that bass with the disperser, I feel like I've heard this song 10,000 times on SoundCloud. You know what I mean? So maybe,
especially this year.
That's basically. I was just gonna say, if you got a real vocal on it and then did a dramatic synth switch and flow switch, just to really make it stand apart from every other rhythm song. Like, it's good, I'll give you that, but like there is nothing really setting it apart and being like, this is a Frequency Rifter song, or this is any sort of song that's not just
I'm gonna be so real. I think Frequency Rifter is just now getting the grasp of what it means for him to be a producer.
Exactly.
And I don't mean that in a bad way, but it's just kind of like, all right, now you have to ask yourself the existential question of what is Frequency Rifter? Why do we care about a Frequency Rifter song?
No, but
what is it that makes us care?
But like congratulations, you got to that point now where we can stop you.
We're asking you big questions. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I do think something that was I think Sudden Death tweeted about this like a few days ago, like how people would vote and use Square 4. And I think what I was telling Ryan when we were muted is like I think I would resample the hell out of it. Just resample, but I think it's gonna keep its like it's gonna keep the essence of Square 4, so people can notice. But if you resample, like extremely resample it, it would just sound way cooler. And then people would say like, oh, this is like Square 4, but actually like interesting. I don't know, you know what I mean. So I think like resampling a lot of, if you want to make Square 4 for me, at least for me personally, actually work is when you take it and just switch it and make it completely different while still keeping the essence. And I think the essence of the sound will still like be there present. And my other feedback would be the sustain, like the signal sustain could be more of like a background thing more than a main element, because I think it's clashing with the Square 4 sound,
Yeah.
So I think just like bringing it and having as a back element, I think when you make such a when people, and this happened to me before, when I make such a cool sound, I just want people to hear it, so I just bring it to the front. That sometimes a cool sound can be in the back and serve a different purpose. And I think when you do that and you have like the what's the word? When you're brave enough for taking a cool sound and putting it in the back, when not many people would listen to it, like that present, I think that makes you better, or not better, but I just feel like if you're brave enough to like make a cool sound and not having them in front, I think that just works better in most cases, in my opinion.
Yeah, man. Like in my last two remixes, both for Genie and for Riot 10, I have my own little telephone sustain going on in the background, but I have it sitting really far back and I just have it panned, really like obnoxiously panned, so it's moving super fast. And it's just there as a little layer to make things more interesting in the background, Yeah. And I think that's just an example of how you could use those kind of sounds to brighten up the mix, but without being a focal point.
Take a page out of DV8's book, buy the entire Cable Guys suite. I know you said something about Shaperbox 3. So buy all the Cable Guys plugins, resample the whole bass, like the whole drop, just the bass, and then just put it into the Cable Guys plugins, just all of them turned on, and just randomize the fuck out of them and resample that whole thing, and then use that as your fills, and you're done. Try that.
All right. Next up, we got Show with Trackstar Whip.
How they can't let one ideology
So far so good, as long as you think it's fine. It only hurts when you say things I know you don't mean. It ain't me, something like if you ain't working with me. I can't believe you would believe you're almost now, baby, please. It only hurts. It only hurts me when you play with
out.
It only hurts when you say things I don't.
Check this out.
It only hurts when you say things I don't. It only hurts me when you play with my mind.
This is gonna sound dumb, but the biggest piece of feedback I have is those outro drums are too loud.
But I mean, he said
Uh,
second drop copy and pasted, so he knows.
Yeah, so the second drop being copy and pasted actually didn't bother me too much. I was gonna say, like, I know add some variation to the second drop. All jokes aside, I kind of think you're going for the ISO XO Knock 2 thing. You know, this is kind of like remnant to that Night Punk, but like the dubstep version of it, which I think is pretty cool. That being said, I think I would like to hear a new synth introduced halfway through the drop. But then again, that's just me being insanely nitpicky. Okay.
Oh wait.
All right, who
for it.
said that? How do you say your name? M4 times
5920?
20?
Oh, that's our friend Max.
That's not how you spell Max.
Max, shut the
M4X. That's Max. Max 5920.
So I got a couple things that I don't know. I this doesn't feel. It kind of like is on the borderline, the weird in between point between like the trap sound and then the dubstep sound. My big things, if you want to go more dubsteppy with it, I would beef up kind of the, I don't know how to explain it. I'd beef up the background percussion to give it that quarter note, more emphasis on the quarter notes. If you're doing it for more a trappy sound, I would sustain your subs a bit more, and I would be a little bit more picky on the transients on the snare. Little bit less like I don't know, a little bit more snappy, I guess. I like the respaces in the fills. I feel like you could kind of sweep in and out of those fills a little bit more, and then the vocals is pretty cool. That's all I got.
I was just I missed the first half of the song. I was peeing, but
it was copy paste. It was second.
The second drop is the exact same thing.
Oh, okay. I felt like the high end felt like almost like it was being like the high end on the basses. It felt like it was being warped or stretched or like felt like there was like pre-ring or something. I came back and I came back to the drop and it just felt like it was like being smeared or something like that. I would kind of maybe clean up everything that you have going in the highs just a little bit, because it felt like just one like big smeared like combination of your cymbals and the high end from the basses. So I don't really know what that would look like, but maybe take another look at what you have going on in the highs.
I think this specific song would benefit from 24 bar drops. I think like after the 24 bars on each drop kind of felt a bit like it was dragging, at least for me personally. And I think just 24 bar drops just are not done enough. I think they just work, I think, even better than 32 bar drops. So I think maybe try that out, see if it works. But that's just me. Everything else has been said. I really like the vibe of this.
Go, Marky, go.
Yeah.
I still think you have one of the coolest producer tags in the game, though.
Yeah, I fucking love that. Oh,
Yeah.
the show. It's very cute.
Also, shout out Shark Tunes in chat.
Yeah. We got Sharks in chat, and we got Hammerhead up next.
Crazy.
A bunch of Sharks in chat.
Oh, it's gonna be.
We're fucked.
All right, Manifolds.
like how aggressive this was. Had a very stompy sound to it. I like it.
Yeah, those drums are fucking crazy. I mean, like every part of this song is crazy, dude. Like the
Yeah.
processing, the sound design, the flow. It's a fun tune. I mean, like I know you're tired of being compared to Space Laces, but you're literally French Space Laces, and I mean that in the highest complimentary fashion. You know, like I think a lot of people try to go for Ian's approach to music and fail miserably, and you're the only person that can kind of come close. You know.
So, as we talked in the past, Alex, I think you kind of go through that route, but it's not like specifically a ripoff. It's like your own take on that style. I think that's how most styles come out. Usually, like I can tell when a song was made for you, from you, and not made by Spaceless. I think maybe it's just because I've been listening to your music for a long time that I can tell like the specifics, like what makes a Hammerhead song a Hammerhead song. But yeah, this was super cool. I think maybe there's a little section that was I think was the last bar on the A section that I just loved the flow of it, and I wish there was more of that because that flow felt so sick. I can't remember which minute specifically, but I think also if I had to give a bit of criticism, would be like the triplets, like kind of flow. I kind of got bored of it personally a bit, not of this song, just in general. So maybe trying to get if I would make this song, I would take that cool flow you had in that little like last part and try to like just make something out of that. Because I think again the triplet kind of flow is a bit too overdone in my opinion. But no, everything else is just they're cracked at music. I love your stuff. So yeah.
I don't have anything to say. I love you. You know I love you. Send me what you've been working on because I'm playing direct support for someone who's I can't say anything yet, but send me music.
All right.
Oh shit! What's up, Nick?
shit.
DD8.
All right.
Wee dubs.
All right. Is that one properly glazed? Good on that one.
Properly glazed like a Krispy Kreme donut. Sounds
Alright.
fire.
Sounds fire. We got Bliss 2K. Oh, with you submitting for somebody else, Bliss? Assassino? Or is this?
Did they change their name? Big Dick Music in the tag. That's crazy.
Presents.
Velcro shirt.
Devin, are you aware that there's an old man in your house who just like walked right behind you?
Yeah, my dad.
Was that your dad? Okay, just as long as you're aware.
Insane.
Okay, so let's attack this layer by layer.
It said this marks 6 months of making music.
I don't care.
Yeah, I know.
I'm kidding. The drop has a lot going on. I think you're kind of going for a very grandiose Castlevania style, like boss fight, cathedral thing. And like I think you're on your way to making that happen, but you have to remember that, when you're first starting out, less is more. And the melodies going on in the background are so distracting that it just makes the dubstep synth that you have going on sound even muddier than they actually are. And
the melodies in the background are crazy.
They sound like they're in the foreground more than the background. A lot of the times they're fucking just up. They're like,
yeah, and it's one of those things where it's like if you must have a melody throughout the background of the drop, I think it only really benefits you to bring it in on the last 8 as a transition to the next break or like build up or whatever it may be. That being said, also there's just like zero sidechain on the drums at all. The drums aren't coming through at all. There's being lost by everything. So I would just say first things first, just try to do less on the drop. Remember, KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. KISS. And I would even say like just the main synth itself could have just more breaks in it because it was just kind of like rah, 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 rah. And it sounded like one just long synth for the whole drop instead of having interesting breaks and stabs and flow, and swing to it. But yeah, those are my main notes. I know I said a lot, but yeah, keep it going. I know it could be brutal just to just hear very cold criticism, but take it all in, strip some of this back, and then work on the basics.
Yeah, I fuck with the vision. I see the vision. I get it. I understand it. But I think like this type of dubstep reminds me of like 2013, which is dope. But the problem is you don't have your fundamentals down yet. Like with like Devin said, with sidechaining, with EQ, I think you are definitely starting from square one here. So just find a place, learn how you learn specifically, like how you, if you're a visual learner, if you like to read a lot, find somewhere on the internet where you can learn fundamentals and start building them up. Because I like the vision, but I think you need to learn how to do a lot of stuff first before you get to this type of like cinematic thing that you're going for. So just focus on, I would say, learning more about music production, because it's dope what you're trying to do. I get it, and it's fucking sick. But yeah, just find somewhere like a Patreon or a YouTube channel or somewhere where you really enjoy, and just make it your job to memorize everything that they're saying about fundamental techniques. But hell yeah.
I think too, one thing that people kind of forget about when they're first getting into production is they want to go straight into making whatever their favorite genre is. And honestly, I think you're doing yourself a disservice. I think you should understand songwriting in its most basic form. Make beats, make songs, that aren't like drop dependent stuff. Like once you start trying to do sound design, you're already trying to do too much when you don't really understand like where everything should fit in a mix. That's much more important than, making cool sounds. Because you can have the coolest sounds in the world, and if they're not sitting properly, they're being wasted.
Hell yeah. All right. Next up, we got Gab Creates first time submission. Wish You the Same. And then we got Bayuta after, changing it up from EDM. Let's go.
you can't reverse the damage that you've done. My mama raised me to help and never needed, cause your mama didn't teach you about that. So you left me out here bleeding, waiting on nothing. Set me up to hope for something that was never gonna come at all. It's not my job to save your face. I'll sit here, watch you lose your grace. Yeah. Wish you the same million. Oh, wish you the same there. Cry twice the tears, cry twice the tears before you say. Wish you the same million. I don't wish you well at all. Cry twice the tears before you cry. Twice as hard as I did.
No notes. That was just a really fucking good R&B song.
Yeah.
That's
That was fucking good. That was.
Nigga, what the fuck?
That was
Don't ever fucking do that again. I'll stab you or something in Minecraft. But yeah, Gab, thank you for saying that. That was a fucking pleasant listen, and we love when people send in palette cleansers of just good music. So again, no notes for me. That was just awesome.
Yeah.
So I noticed like halfway. I love this. I really love this. Yes, thank you for giving us a break from all the loud noises. This is extremely well produced. I think you're really just in the mixing and mastering stages now. I would like to hear maybe just like a little bit more saturation on your vocal, just because it gets a little bit lost when there's more stuff happening in the instrumental. So maybe a little bit more saturation, just a little bit of like polishing on with the compression. And then, yeah, maybe on your master or your pre-master, just more compression, a little bit more saturation, or maybe even try clipping, maybe, but very minimal because you don't want to ruin this mix. I also was just kind of thinking that the syncopation with the kick and the rim shot, like halfway through, instead, because like you have your rim shot, like the majority of the song, it's on the third bar, right? So it goes like boom, but then you have the rim shot occasionally come in earlier. And I feel like you need to figure out how to loop that in multiples of 4, because it just felt like you were, because I love when people do that. I love when people make the rim shot syncopated and come in earlier. I love that. But I think it's happening a little bit too randomly. So maybe choose sections of the song where you want that syncopated drum pattern to happen, and then kind of loop it or duplicate it in like way bigger increments, like every 8 bars or every 16 bars. Just have one offset rim shot, and I think because it got a little lost for me, because I was like really grooving and I was really like, I think we were all just like kind of really vibing, but then those syncopated drums kind of screwed me up just a little bit. So maybe just figure out what's going on there and make it a little bit more methodical. And yeah, I mean, I think this could be just a little bit warmer, a little bit louder on your final master. And I'd like to hear just like the tiniest little bit of saturation on your vocal. Like your vocal should be just sitting right on top of the mix, like right on top of everything else. And I think it's sitting like comfortably in the mix, and like your vocal's amazing. So bring it up, like let that vocal sing literally. But yeah, incredible song.
Hell yeah. Next up, another palette cleanser. Let's fucking go. No more dubstep. Join.
I'm actually so okay with that.
For real. Bro, why he look like Sean Malto?
is for real. I told you I'm not coming back home to your strain. I told you I don't wanna free myself from joy and truth. Ooh, when I tell you what I feel, why do you disagree? Ooh, when I love you too damn much, why do you hate on me? Why do you hate on me? Is it the love that drives you crazy? When I looked at the other side, it was nothing but haze, it was hazy. Why do you hate on me? Is it the love that drives you crazy? When I looked at the other side, it was nothing but haze, it was hazy. But I can't forget the look on your face when I held you tight. I remember the days when you told me I looked so divine. But I don't want you to forget how you made me feel when I was around. You made me feel so good. Why you hate on me? Is it the love that drives you crazy? When I looked at the other side, it was nothing but haze, it was hazy. Why do you hate on me? Is it the love that drives you crazy? When I looked at the other side, it was nothing but haze, it was hazy. Why do you hate on me? Is it the love that drives you crazy? When I looked at the other side, it was nothing but haze, it was hazy. Why do you hate on me? Is it the love that drives you crazy? When I looked at the other side, it was nothing but haze, it was hazy.
Jazz Sean Malto, I love everything you turn in. The only thing is, like, I don't know if it's the snare sample or the processing on the snare or just the snare is a little too loud. I just found out that it stuck out like a sore thumb in comparison to everything else. And all the drums and everything else felt like acoustic or natural. And the snare did sound like, the snare sounded like the only thing that was like an electronic snare in comparison to everything else. Just everything felt jazz except for the snare. That's my only gripe with this tune.
Yeah, I mean, that is an acoustic snare, but I think you're just pushing it a little too far, and it's just like you're getting a pretty like big peak on that low end. And honestly, like it should sit a little bit more subtly in the mix. You know, you don't have to, as long as it's in there and as long as it's compressed, it'll stand out. I don't think you have to push it that far. I was noticing that I really want to assume that you have an OTT on your vocal, just because I'm hearing something on that vocal that it's just like a constant, really, really high noise on that vocal. So whatever multi-band processing you have on it, tone it back a little bit. I was just hearing like mostly just kind of frequencies, high frequencies that I did not want to hear, especially with the vocal. You know, you shouldn't be treating your vocal like a synth. You should be treating it like your baby. And right now it's being processed more like a synth, like an EDM synth. So maybe just tone the processing that you have on it back. It could just be like something that your mic, like if you have a like condenser, it could be something that the mic brought out in your voice that you might just have to EQ a little bit. Yeah, just take another look at the vocals high end. If you do have OTT on it, take it off. Don't OTT your vocals for this kind of music. So
yeah, nigga, you was doing all that multi-band compression when you should have been in the process of getting multiple bands, nigga.
Yeah. Why aren't you getting money? What the fuck?
Wait, I think
Yeah, this is money making music.
All right. Oh. The thumbs up almost broke it.
God damn it. Who's doing it? I don't know who's doing it.
We'll never know. Velcro shirt up next.
Velcro shirt is a fucking crazy name, man.
I see you.
I thought that was just your Twitch name.
Like, this is the best song of stream by a lot. If that hurts anyone's feelings, I don't give a flying fuck.
Yeah.
I'm way too tired to explain why I like this song so much, so I'll let the fucking nerds do it.
It's good.
Song good.
Just has
Song real good.
Just has swag, you know. This is a song with swag, and we need that.
Okay, I will say, like, you're just using very basic synths for the majority of the song, besides the basses and stuff like that. So maybe spice it up a little bit with like some more interesting like waves if you want. I mean, you don't have to.
I don't think the
But-
song needs it, honestly. I think this song sets out to serve a purpose, to be a simple banger, and it does exactly that.
I really enjoyed that you wasn't like copy paste second drop or even like fucking remotely similar second drop. I really enjoyed that.
You can rebuttal, Ryan.
I said nope.
Good job.
Needs more cowbell.
More cowbell.
Yeah.
Maybe a vocal. Maybe.
Yeah, true. I think there was one sweep that might have been too loud, but like, I think that's it.
There's some like the second drop. Is it the second drop? The ones or the last drop was like the bass is the way just move. The movement I think is just what sell this tune. I think the way the tune moves and all the sounds in it move just screams swag, you know. And I think it's lacking in this kind of not in this kind of music. It just lacks in general. When you can tell this guy. Like it's kind of the music when you say I know I'm the shit, that kind of feeling. That's what it gave me, and I love that.
Yeah, there was someone who had the tag Big Dick Song. You like that, you should have that tag.
Yeah.
You deserve that.
Yeah.
He said your penis is gargantuan.
Velcro shirt came in here flexing.
Yeah. Velcro fucking shirt. Velcro pants to hold back that huge ass dick.
Velcro dick.
All right, man.
All right. Next up, we got M4X.
Yeah, but VS, I sent you I followed you. That was really fucking cool, man. I'm
Yes.
cooked. Like that
Send
was
me stuff, please.
cool. Yeah, likewise.
And Juhui also asked for it as well. I also asked for it. I'm fucking cooked. We got
We're all
cooked.
early.
Do you want to be next week's guest, motherfucker? Since you're playing the freak show.
Yeah, Juhui.
Yeah, Jaquee, do it.
Mirrors.
Yeah, we're gonna peer pressure you to be on peer review.
This is
I'm sad it ended.
Yeah, that outro is really setting us up for a crazy third drop, and I was so here for it. But dude, way to follow up Velcro penis. That was actually a fucking really mix was good, musicality was good. I found myself just enjoying the song for what it was while listening to it. I really don't have notes. Like I found it an enjoyable, easy listen, which thank you for that, for giving my ears a much needed break. And I'm sure the nerds can tell you more.
It's their friend.
Yeah.
For me, I love Max. I love Max because he's from Egypt, so the Middle Eastern like things and implements that he implements.
Like he lives in Egypt currently.
Yeah, he's from Egypt. He lives in Egypt.
Dang, that's crazy.
So it's like the Middle Eastern vibe is like it feels natural, and he knows what makes it work. And I think that's what makes this tune so interesting because it's not a gimmick, right? It's just like he's doing it because it's his culture, you know. And I think that's pretty cool. And I just love this whole EP is amazing. But I've heard that there's a comment of mine right there, but yeah, it's just Max. I love Max. Max goated.
Yeah,
Max, this is literally like the worst thing I've ever heard. Holy shit. What the fuck are you doing? Where's the rhythm?
Bro, where's this?
I really do wish there was a third drop, though. I feel like you were teasing it. This is 7 months ago. Had that third drop.
Yeah, well, it's a release song, so
yeah.
Like, what do you want? What do you want us to say?
Real nigga.
Yeah, I love you, Max. We love you. You're amazing.
Hey, what time is it?
I don't know. It's probably like
probably
all of you niggas have iPhones.
Yeah, no, I was like, no, I don't. I have some sort of Samsung.
6:30 a.m. God damn.
Yeah, it's 6:30 in Cairo.
God damn.
Go back to sleep.
Nigga, 6:30, go to the fucking gym, bro. The fuck? You gonna let a camel outwork you? Is that racist?
We'll find out when we upload it to YouTube. All right. Are you guys looking to end it there? Are you guys looking to go to church?
I'm so okay with ending it right now.
Hell yeah.
Guys, just to let you know, in 15 minutes, fucking 24 minutes. Yeah, fuck you. I'm not waiting 24 minutes of more music. Fuck this. 23 minutes, my collab with Hostile Situation drops on Rude Service. It's pretty shit. And I'm not just saying that to, like, get feedback. No, it's actually a shit tune, and that's what makes it awesome.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Go listen.
It's called bad. It's called bad shit. It's about breaking laws, beating up old people, stealing shit,
burning down schools.
Doesn't Nire Burn come out in
stealing from self checkout at Walmart?
Yeah, go stream Nire Burn right after you stream that too. Dude, we're gonna go right over to Jay Vuggy, Grocery Boys. She's
thank you for having us.
Thank you. Here.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for joining us. That was fucking very fun. And,
all right, I'll talk to you a lot later.
Yeah,
later, guys. Good
everybody,
night.
Go say hi to Jay Vuggy. She's a Grocery Boys. She's the most successful Grocery Boys streamer, actually.
By a lot.
Yeah. Even more successful than us. But yeah, everyone have a good night. Thank you for joining. All right, we